Totem Shop postcard turns the corner on a curious puzzle. With this week's Then photo, we present a visual puzzle whose clue is quite difficult to detect. Most Seattleites today associate the word curio with ye olde curiosity shop, for 121 years a tourist fixture with ghoulish attractions at several spots near or along the downtown waterfront, now at Pier 54. But not much farther than a mummy's throw away, Albert Angus Mack McKillop competed with ye olde for 38 years, from his store's inception in 1933 to his death in 1971. His wares ranged from Native American carvings and Belfast cord, used in macrame, to fossils and walrus ivory, whose sale came under federal regulation in 1972. Mack's operated from the Marion Street Viaduct, a second-story bridge guiding countless pedestrians from First Avenue across Alaskan Way to the Coleman Dock ferries and vice versa. Talk about storefront visibility. And that's where the puzzle comes in. With carved panels, totem poles, and bauble-filled windows, the shop stood near the middle of the elevated block. So why does this postcard depict Mack's on a corner? Our sleuths strained for clues by studying old maps, aerial photos, and window reflections. Finally, Ron Edge enlarged the card to reveal that the lower bricks of the depicted corner do not exactly line up. Thus, discounting potentially poor masonry, we assume the card is a mashup of two images, one facing east and the other facing south, to create a faux angle. The postcard is among artifacts preserved by the family. Did McKillop create and sell the fabricated portrayal for his shop to be perceived as more conspicuous and prosperous? Did he assume newcomers conned by the card would forgive the deception upon their arrival? The answers remain a curiosity. Born in Manitoba in 1896, McKillop spent early adult years as a schooner seaman near Point Barrow, Alaska, before heading south at age 37 to start his Seattle business. His carved ivory gavels, earrings, and belt buckles became a specialty. His most celebrated showpiece, glaring from high on an interior wall, was a walrus head with 4 tusks. In 1956, McKillop told the Seattle Times he had found the rare remnant in a local tavern. His research indicated the animal was shot in 1915 in Siberia, and he claimed it was the world's only known 4-tusker. McKillop was both craftsman and salesman, so one can wonder at the monogram, a mix of his A and M initials, visible at the base of the totem poles appearing at each end of the postcard. Did Mack commission or acquire the poles, or carve them himself? Another unsolved puzzle. In our then photo, dating between 1938 and the mid-1940s, this postcard is a pre-Photoshop consolidation of 2 photos of Mack's Totem Curio shop, elevated above street level at 71 Marion Street Viaduct. In its first few years, Mack's was a few doors west at 63 and a half. In our second then photo, Albert Angus Mack McKillop stands at the entry to his shop, which bears a slightly different name, likely at 63 and a half Marion Street Viaduct in the mid-1930s. Today, wearing an ivory pendant made by her grandfather, Victoria McKillop of Ballard stands on the Marion Street Viaduct where her grandfather operated Mack's Totem Curio shop from 1933 to 1971. The viaduct was truncated during the 2019 demolition of the Alaskan Way Viaduct. Pedestrians now walk between First Avenue and Coleman Dock along a new elevated walkway that doglegs via Columbia Street.